Hello again, dear students. Today we have an interesting topic, and this is talking about films. In activity number 1, you have to answer the questions according to your personal experiences and preferences about films. Question number 1. How often do you go to the cinema? Question number 2. What's your favorite film? Who is in it? What is it about? Why do you like it? Once you're finished to answer these questions, you are going to go to activity number 2. And in this activity, you have to listen and repeat the vocabulary about films.
Comedy, science fiction, history, adventure, western, action, horror, thriller, musical, fantasy, animation, romance, superhero.
Okay, in activity number 2, you have to answer the following question. Which type of movie do or don't you like? Why? You have to use these adjectives to answer the questions. Here you have the adjectives about entertaining, interesting, funny, exciting, scary, romantic, and boring. These words are going to be useful to talk about films and movies. Here you have here you have an example. I prefer action movies because they are exciting. I don't really like thrillers. They are scary. So here you have an example to follow, and you have to answer this freely. Now we are going to go to the next activity. In activity number 3, you have to read the blog about tricks movie company used to make their films into hits. Then you are going to match the tricks from A to E to paragraph 1 to 5. Here you can find the tricks and you're going to match with the correct paragraphs given in this reading activity. Here in this part we are going to analyze the grammatical part. As the grammar number 1, we have the relative pronouns. What are the relative pronouns? They are who, which, and that. When do we use who? When do we have to use which? Or when do we have to use that? Here you have some examples which are going to clarify some doubts. In number 1, for example, we use who, that, and which when we talk about people. When we find in the sentence that the noun is a person or people, you are going to use the word who. The relative pronoun in this part is going to be who. And another possibility is going to be that. But what happens if you find a thing? Is it the same for talking about things? Well, let's see the following example, and it says we use who, that, and which when we talk about things. In this case, we have to use the word which. And a possible answer, a possible relative pronoun as well in this part is that. Okay, these are going to be used when we talk about things. Now let's practice. Here we have another example. Letter A says, I like films which make me laugh. In this case, films, the object here is films, and it refers, or it is talking about a thing. So that's why we use the word or the relative pronoun which, because the previous noun is talking about a thing. In letter B, I have a friend who watches 2 movies a day during holidays. Well, here we have the object. The object is a friend. So is this a thing? Is this a person? Yes. As the noun or the object here is a friend, a person, we have to use the word or the relative pronoun who, or that. And possible answer could be that. So, and we have a complete answer. I have a friend who watches 2 movies a day during holidays. And that's it. Okay, you have to take into account this example before solving this activity. And here we have another grammatical point to analyze in this part, the conjunctions. What are conjunctions? Or what are the conjunctions used in English? We have but, because, and. We have some additional conjunctions like if, or, so, that, when, where, and while. Let's see some examples in order to see the use of these conjunctions. Here we have some simple sentences in the first part, and after that we are going to see the use of the conjunctions. For example, I enjoy films. I don't like going to the cinema. How can I join these 2 sentences? Here I have to use the conjunctions. Here is the example. I enjoy films, but I don't like going to the cinema. As you can see here in this part, I have the conjunction but. In this case, I have an affirmative sentence, and after that I have an opposite idea, a negative sentence. But the connector here, or the conjunction here, is but, which indicates a negative sentence. Next example, I want to go shopping. I haven't got any clothes. In this case, the person is giving an explanation. But how can we make it in an only sentence? Here you have the next example. I want to go shopping because I haven't got any clothes. Here, as you can see here, we have the conjunction because. This is joining the 2 sentences, and as you can see here, this is giving an explanation about the action given in the first part of the sentence. The next example, I'm having a party on my birthday. I'm visiting my family on my birthday. How can we join these 2 sentences? Here you have a possible answer. I'm having a party and I'm visiting my family on my birthday. Okay, and that's it. Next part, we have activity number 4. Read the invitation to the cinema in the email and answer the questions. The following questions are: who is Jake inviting? 2. What film does he want to see? 3. When does he want to go? Here we have the email, and you can read it carefully in order to answer the 3 questions presented before. In activity number 5, you are going to plan your own invitation to the cinema. You have to use some relative pronouns, the conjunctions, and some prepositions in your invitation. Don't forget that you have to write from 50 to 8 words. Okay, so I think this part is clear, and you have to express your own invitation here, and you have to use the vocabulary seen during this lesson. And that's it. Okay, dear students, thank you very much for your attention, and see you in the next opportunity.